You know, folks, one thing that we are starting to see more and more of is MAGA just get called out on their bullshit right to their faces. And I think we need to see more of it. We saw RFK Jr. be fact-checked on CNN right to his face. We saw Kyle Rittenhouse run like a scalded dog when he got confronted with truth. And now we're seeing Republicans just cave when Jared Moskowitz just turns the tables on them, puts the ball in their court and says, hey, go ahead, try to impeach Joe Biden. And they've got nothing. This is a great clip. Check it out.
Well, I mean, I'm just here to help him, right? And so I just think we should do it today. Let's just call for it. I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman. I want to help you out. You can second it, right? Like, make the motion to impeach President Biden. Go ahead. It's your turn. You second it. No, nothing. Okay, we got nothing. So I want to, with my last couple minutes, show the American people that they're never going to impeach Joe Biden. It's never going to happen because they don't have the evidence. Okay, this is a show. It's all fake. They just want to do these hearings. It's not leading to impeachment. They're lying to their base on Newsmax and Fox, leading these people to believe that they're going to eventually impeach the president. It's not going to happen at all, ever, period. They don't even have the votes, even if they had it in committee. They don't have the votes on the floor. They know that. They got members resigning rather than taking a vote on the fake faux impeachment. Just ask Ken Buck, who said the speaker ain't going to get me to take an unconstitutional impeachment vote. I mean, boy. I mean, so, look, I mean, if this hearing's...
He's right, folks. They're not going to impeach Joe Biden. It's not going to happen because they don't have evidence for it. All they are trying to do right now is create a show for MAGA to watch because we all know how much they love scripted reality. They're scripting them a show and telling them Joe Biden's guilty of a bunch of shit. They've got no evidence for it. They know that it doesn't matter in their world because MAGA doesn't even buy into evidence at all. But they're just creating this show and creating this distraction to try to take the heat off Donald Trump and to try to paint this illusion that both sides are bad. See, they're both crooks. See how crooked Joe is too? But at least gas was cheaper. Oh, wait, that's going back down. Well, at least inflation was lower. Wait, that's going back down. All their ideas are falling apart. So the only thing left to do is continue to go in on this impeachment hoax and try to get people to buy that. But watch how quickly Jamie Raskins shuts down James Comer. This is gold.
Investigated.
Well, we
Joe
impeached
Biden.
him. You were invited to impeach Joe Biden
Are
today.
you supporting, are you going to work with me to see that Joe Biden comes and answers these discrepancies? I mean, this is a big deal.
There's no discrepancies. There's not
No
been
discrepancies.
No, there's no evidence at all that he's committed any high crime and misdemeanor. What is it?
In closing, I want to thank our panelists once again for their important and insightful testimony today.
So I wonder how James Comer is going to spin this one. Is it going to be like Kyle Rittenhouse? Is he going to say, oh, it was just a hard cutoff? Or is he going to blame the media and say they made me look bad? The Democrats was being mean to me. That's all they have. That's all they have to offer because this impeachment is nothing but a sham and nothing but a distraction to take MAGA's attention and everybody's attention off the real issues at hand. And it's so frustrating for those of us who are trying to focus on the real issues at hand, focus on the problems that our country is facing, and we want to fix them and we want to take this country forward and we want to do better. And we've got this circus going on from MAGA. And I want to make one thing absolutely clear. Here is the main difference between the two sides here, okay? For everybody that's trying to get caught up in this and think, well, see, both sides are crooked, both sides are just as bad. Nope, I'm sorry to tell you that's not the case, okay? Because I can assure you that if there was hard evidence, real, truthful evidence against Joe Biden, and we saw it, and we were confronted with it, and he told us to go out here and try to overthrow the government, we would say, hold on a minute, wait. We don't go for that, and we wouldn't be for it because we don't sit here and have flags flying off our boats, okay? We don't have Joe Biden's name on every piece of merchandise in our home. He's not a WWE star to us. He's not someone that we worship. He's not our cult leader. He is a politician who we vote for, and so far, a lot of us thinks he's done a damn good job, and a lot of us is ready to vote for him to do it for 4 more years. And until someone can come out with a better set of ideas, that's who we're going to be behind. And when his term is over, we will see who's out there There's a lot of good people coming up with a lot of good ideas, and we will sit back and we will pick who we think is the best person for that job when that time comes. And if at any point hard evidence comes out that somebody on our side is a criminal, we're the side that calls them out. It's always been us that ends up throwing our own side under the bus when the true evidence comes out. But it's not there. And for everybody that wants to sit and scream, my tax dollars, well, your tax dollars are going to distract you from the real issues at hand. Donald Trump is being held accountable for the first time in his life. He was a spoiled, rich, pampered brat that never worked a hard day in his life, never been held accountable, never been told no, it's happening, and he's losing his mind. And he has got these people duped into believing that it's in their best interest to go out there and continue to defend him and fight to the death for him to take all of the attention off of what he done. But the difference between the two is we have the evidence of what Donald Trump did. And for those of you that says, where was it? It happened right in front of your face. We've showed it to you. You saw it. It's there. We've got Donald Trump on audio and video doing half of it. It's right there for you to see. And he can keep sitting there telling you that's not what you really saw. That's not what you really heard. And that's just classic cult leader mentality. That's all that is. Stop being duped by this con man and wake up to the fact that, hey, we've got a president right now. Yeah, he's an elderly man. Yeah, he forgets what he's saying sometimes. Yeah, he stutters from time to time, but I'll take it. I'll take it all day long because he's a man of character. He's a good person. He's a great leader. He's got a great cabinet of people around him, and he's got new ideas and not the ancient ideas that MAGA has that wants to take us back to the 50s. I don't want to go back to the 50s. I don't want to go back to the 60s. I don't want to go back to the 2010s, okay? And when we get outside the 2020s, I'm not going to be sitting there going, man, I wish it was 2024 again. I don't want to go backwards, okay? I'm not a person who wants to go back in time. I have no desire to go back and live where my granddaddy did, okay? Be nice to carry on a conversation with the guy. I'd like to tell him how much his party went to hell, but I have no desire to go back and live in his world. I want to live in the moment, and I want to see us go into the future. And when we go into the future, I want my daughter to have the same rights that my mother had when she had me. I want to see people of all walks of life have a fair shot in this world and everybody treated equally. And I want to see racism and hatred and bigotry all become a thing of the past. I want to see it fade away. I don't want to sit here. I want there to come a day when all these things that I've said and complained about here and talked about here and tried to raise awareness on, I want to see the day that those things are irrelevant. And I can say to you folks, hey, it's not here anymore. But we kept fighting the good fight till we done away with it. That's what I want to see happen. I have no desire to go backwards. I've been a songwriter for 25 years. I've written so many songs over the years. And I had someone say to me one time, well, that song you wrote, you know, it's going to be irrelevant in a couple of years. And I'm like, I want it to be. I don't want to be singing this 20 years from now. I don't want to be sitting in this chair 20 years from now talking about how ridiculous MAGA is. I want to move forward. I want to move on, and I want to see our country thrive.